As part of government's effort to make health centers accessible to all Ghanaians, Dr. Frank Amoakwene, Ashanti Regional Minister, has reiterated that the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is committed to use less than 1 year to complete some abandoned health center, including Komfo Anokye maternity block, 3 of Agenda 112, Afari, and KNUST Medical Center. Dr. Frank Amoakwene made the assertion at the West African College of Physicians Ghana Chapter 2025 Annual General and Scientific Meeting in Kumasi, dubbed Opportunities and Challenges in Adolescent Health in Ghana.
And whether it was commissioned or wasn't commissioned, I feel that you can do as the ants and visit the place. Construction is still ongoing, so we need to complete them and it will take like 1 year to finish. Afari Military Hospital was same, but that one we are hoping to complete it this year. Then at the number one to open 5 of them, no 3 of them, sorry. Then what we call it KNUST, the medical center, that one too. We are getting the contractor back on site, and then the Komfo Anokye maternity block. So these are the commitments of the Secretary, the President, so far as these hospitals are concerned. Then beyond that, we have what we call the chip zones at the basic level. So in every community, I mean, it's about 5 towns, we'll have one, will be under one chip zone. But in some of these chip zones, they don't have an actual physical health facility as a chip compound where they can always be attended to. Lessons the President wants us to take it gradually. So this year, as part of the common fund, we are putting up 2 structures per district to serve as a chip compound, which will actually serve the chip zones. So we are hopeful that with this commitment, definitely we should be able to cover all these chip zones and be able to provide them with chip compounds.
What is the assurance that
His Excellency the President has been a man of his word, and everything he has mentioned definitely follows with either a budgetary allocation or a further commitment in line of same. And in all these the discussions we have spoken about, I mentioned to you that for the chip compounds, we've made 10% budgetary allocation under the DACF, which is given directly to the district assemblies to work at it. Afari Military Hospital is under the Ministry of Defense, and it's made provisions for that. So where it's under Ministry of Health, same provisions have been made. But definitely the President definitely, if he will not do it, he will not make that commitment in terms of those statements that he made, especially when it came for the thank you talk.
but with the Sewa Regional Hospital, what is actually
I'm
claimed?
sure you read the press statement from the contractor. It's not actually handed giving the site over to government. Usually for projects, government hands over the site to the contractor, and he is done, then they equally hand over the site to government. That has not been done. Building facilities were not completed. Medical installations were not done. The place is still wishy as you could think of. So that commissioning was just for the 2024 general elections. But we are glad that Ghanaians could read in between the lines and was able to decipher between the truth and lies. It will take 1 year to be able to fix what is left. And definitely with the commitment I've received from His Excellency the President, we'll fix it.
And who could not come?
So it is the reason for which Komfo Anokye is overburdened. Because if you have a regional hospital, most of our referral cases would go to the regional hospital. If you have a military hospital like Afari, most of the other cases will also go to the military hospital. Then it will actually give you the space to be able to do a massive work with Komfo Anokye. As it stands now in the current state of reform, it is difficult to touch a major renovation program or project there at Komfo Anokye. If you are able to finish these tertiary level hospitals here in the region, then definitely we'll be able to take off some of the burden of Komfo Anokye, and then we'll be able to help with Royal Majesty to heal Komfo Anokye as we puts it. So yes, all this I'm very sure that it's targeted at being able to free some space at Komfo Anokye, some pressure off Komfo Anokye, so that we'll be able to, as it were, renovate that place.
Before you go,
Kumasi has been dark, even during election time and before election time. Kumasi has been dark, and it's a major concern because we're concerned about even road safety, security issues among the city beautification and all that. This common fund did not make provision for street lighting and other things for the district assembly. So every street lighting function is directly under the Ministry of Energy. And I'm glad that they've announced and they picked up all the information they need for the various streets that needs urgent attention. So for Ashanti region, from the document that was submitted to me last week, they are bringing to us over 2,500 solar powered streetlights so that we'll be able to fix that problem we inherited. So it's a major issue that is being directly handled by the Ministry of Energy. The reason for which you see most of the assemblies not being able to, as it were, attend to it as it is. With the current disbursement for the common fund, they were directed on the areas to look at the street lighting is directly under the Ministry of Energy, and they have taken steps in making sure that we fix that problem.
Thank you so
Meanwhile, Professor Richard Adenu, Rector, Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons, also advocate for the need as Ghanaians to engage in early adolescence and educate them on risks of getting onto some behaviors. According to him, social media has come to stay and regulating it is a challenge. Therefore, Ghanaians must adapt the usage of social media by putting on right information to educate adolescents.
You mentioned some of them like engaging in illicit drug use or high risk sexual behavior and all that. There are a number of things that can be done. People who are engaging in criminal activities can be arrested and can be prosecuted, but that wouldn't stop these things from happening. What we need to do is to engage with early adolescents around the age of, like, say, those who are 10 to 12. If we target that group and get them to be shown the risks of engaging in certain kinds of behavior, we can use some of their colleague adolescents, those who are probably in their 20s, late adolescents, that's like probably 17 to 19, who have gone through adolescent and not engage in that kind of behavior, so that they engage with their colleagues, speak the same language, and teach them how they avoided that. So if we do these preventive measures at the beginning, we'll be able to reduce the number who then go into the outright, let's say, criminal and high risk health behaviors. And that would probably help us better. I mean, and there's going to be more of it. Regulating social media is a difficult thing to do because if you block one thing, they'll come up with another thing. What we need to do, in my opinion, is that we've also got to become a part of social media and put the right information there to counter the wrong information. If you have a technology that can screen social media and block certain things, well, we should do it. But that alone, once again, won't solve the problem. We should get on social media and then give stories of young people who've not engaged in this kind of things and have come out as successful people, and then show ways in which young people can, what do you call it, resist the pressure from their colleagues to get into that kind of behavior. I mean, I think that would be a better long-term intervention than just saying let's regulate social media, let's get seize their phones from them, or they'll get phones that will hide and look at things in secret.
Do you think
I think the job of being a parent has been difficult from long ago. I mean, this has not started now. I'm sure when there are people my age and older who, when they were adolescents, had their peers or they themselves engaging in this kind of thing at a different level. And that time it was books we were reading, isn't it? So parents haven't failed. It's just a difficult job, and we need to, by we I mean like Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, Ghana Health Service, need to help. Because one thing is even to provide a service to parents who are faced with, who have difficult adolescents, for them to know how to communicate with those adolescents, how to help them get out of that situation. So I'll be the last person to say parents have failed. So you're talking about when all this fails, and then adolescents get faced with problems, what can the health sector do? Now, one of the things I said was that it's important for us to try to have adolescent clinics in all our major hospitals. At these clinics, we have people from different disciplines there. So adolescents can come there in a non-judgmental, non-threatening environment and get the care that they need. We have the people who can deliver this care, but we haven't established as many adolescent clinics as we need to. So the health sector can help people when they come in. But we must create an environment where they are able to come in without feeling threatened.